Barbie, let's go. Barbie. Barbie.
A society called the BLO is single-handedly trying to change the image of the Barbie doll. Now, BLO stands for the Barbie Liberation Organization, and its members claim they have switched the voice boxes on 300 Barbies and G.I. Joes this holiday season. As a result, some kids may now have Barbies that say things like, "Dead men tell no lies," and G.I. Joes that ask, "Want to go shopping?" The BLO says the dolls reinforce gender stereotypes. Hasbro, which makes the G.I. Joes, calls the BLO's tactics ridiculous. Barbie's maker, Mattel, says it's received no complaints at all.
You are watching the news. Tonight's program, meteorologist Mary Sample explains where the BLO sent their tampered dolls. Dr. Erickson shows how to perform the surgery yourself. Joel Domhoff gives the blow-by-blow report of the media competition. And caught in the act, the BLO uncovered by Jean-Jacques Jatac. Plus, excerpts from the BLO's press release.
I'm Team Talk Barbie, the spokesdoll for the BLO. We're an international group of children's toys that are revolting against the companies that made us.
Everything about Barbie is new.
You've got something special, always fun, exciting and new. All new talking Barbie.
I love school, don't you?
A special Barbie just for you. 3 new expressions.
Really neat.
Carefree, elegant, and she's sweet.
Wow.
You got something special.
Hey Barbie, thanks to you. There's nothing we girls can't do, 'cause you got something special. Barbie!
Where exactly did the BLO place their altered dolls? To answer this question, we go to meteorologist Mary Sample.
Here we have some dolls in Boston, New York, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and a few sprinkling in Sarasota, Florida. Further west, several BLO dolls were returned to store shelves in Buffalo, New York, Oxford, Mississippi, and Austin, Texas. Finally, on the West Coast, several dolls were seen in Seattle all the way down to San Diego. Carried by the jet stream, another cluster of dolls flew across the continent from the BLO's San Diego hospital and hit New York stores just before Christmas. For tomorrow, we expect more weather. This is meteorologist Mary Sample. Have a nice weekend.
Since we wanted to find out how the BLO performed the alleged surgery, we asked our science correspondent, Dr. Erickson of the Johns Hopkins Transgenderization Laboratory, to find out. Doctor?
Yes, Joe. From the evidence, I've determined that the BLO performed a simple switch of the electronics and the 2 talking toys. In fact, if you were to perform such an operation yourself at home, it would be easy. This is what you would need. 1 Teen Talk Barbie doll, 1 talking G.I. Joe, 2 sharp screwdrivers or woodworking tools, a hacksaw, a soldering iron and some solder, light electrical wire, epoxy, wire cutters, a drill and a suitable bit, and some hot glue. To open Barbie, insert a screwdriver firmly into the joint at the base of the spine. With a quick jerk, snap the screwdriver down towards the buttocks. Now grab both sides of the torso and split it in 2 with a firm yank. Remove the head, arms, and legs. Pull out the circuit board. Break off the tab holding the speaker in place and remove it. Using your saw, sever the battery contacts from the rest of the circuit board like this. Put the battery contacts back into your doll. To open G.I. Joe, remove his batteries and pop off his head. Make an incision across the abdomen from seam to seam, but be careful not to cut too deeply because there are wires underneath. Insert 2 screwdrivers where the arms meet the torso and pry vigorously, like this. You may need to make other incisions here and there as well. Once he is split, pry out his circuit board, speaker, and switch. Locate the red and black power wires and remove them from the circuit board using your soldering iron. Before you forget where they go, solder similar replacement wires onto the board. Also remove the switch wires at this time. Now pick up Barbie's circuit board and remove her switch. Solder Joe's switch wires to the contacts on your Barbie circuit board. Now give them each other speakers as well. Take Barbie's circuit board and put the whole thing into Joe, complete with switch and speaker. Solder the power wires onto the circuit board. You can use some hot glue to anchor it all in place. To fit Joe's circuitry into Barbie, you will need to modify the circuit board. Desolder and remove this capacitor and switch wire, and resolder them at these contacts further down the board. Next, cut off the now unnecessary parts of the circuit board like this. Now solder the power wires of Joe's circuitry to Barbie's battery contacts and hot glue the whole thing into place. Next, mount Barbie's switch on a piece of non-conductive scrap circuit board which you've measured and cut to fit into her torso. Carefully hot glue the board onto Barbie's back posts and into position so that her switch works. Now you are ready to glue them both together, but first test them with their batteries in to make sure that they work. For Joe, only reinstall 3 out of 4 batteries and fill up the final space with a piece of conductive material of the right size. In this case, I'm using this steel nail wrapped in duct tape. Before you apply glue, make sure the 2 sides fit together well. Now mix up your epoxy and apply it to the points of contact on the doll's torsos. Put them together in the reverse order that you took them apart, and then clamp the bodies together while they dry. When you are done, take the dolls out of their clamps, and there you have it, your very own set of surgically corrected dolls.
Dead man tell no tales. You look terrific.
Joe?
What are you going to do with your new dolls?
Well, Joe, I still want to empirically test the BLO's claims regarding reverse shoplifting.
You plan to place your dolls back in the store?
That's right, Joe.
Thank you. That was Dr. Erickson, our science expert.
When we come back, the Valley of the Dolls, G.I. Joe, Barbie, and their identity crisis.
Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
Fighting for freedom, warriors, trouble, remain to see and get. Retreat! Retreat! G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe is there! G.I. Joe!
We return now to the story of the Barbie Liberation Organization. Ed Daig and the news team at our affiliate in Albany, New York, had the story first.
The Barbie Liberation Organization is declaring victory in their skirmish with the toy makers. Phil Valley, who is live in our newsroom, first reported on Christmas Eve about the group's efforts to sabotage Barbie dolls and also G.I. Joes. Phil.
And on Christmas morning, the mission of the BLO was carried out by these 6-inch soldiers and a division of Barbie dolls.
The image of the American soldier, decisive, virile, and macho.
Want to go shopping?
What? G.I. Joe wants to go shopping? And that's not all.
I love school, don't you? Let's sing with the band tonight.
That was real funny.
Why?
Because it looks like, come on, fight me, except he